Alright, so coming to today, what I saw on Nasdaq was overall, right here, price was sitting in discount of this range from the previous day. We had S&Ts at these daily lows right here, and we left this 4-hour imbalance behind. So overall, this is telling me I want to see a bullish bias to up to here. And the overnight session off the daily open right here, we pretty much just accumulated for all of Asian 11 session, forming out these smooth highs. Pretty much all these are failure swing highs, so they're most likely to get run, and we didn't sweep out any form of significant high over here, so there was no manipulation in the overnight session. So when I saw that, I wanted to take longs to these highs here off a sweep of Asian, London, or previous day low. So market opened at 9:30 a.m. and right off market open, price dumped. And 3 candles we dumped, taking out the Asian and London low, and like 3 candles price dumped, taking out the Asian low right here, or sorry, this is the London low, and then taking out the Asian low right here, where I took my first position. Off the sweep of the Asian low, we formed a S&T with that low, with that sweep. So that's where I took my first long. Once we swept that Asian low with S&T, and we printed this first bullish candle back within the range, I immediately went long off the close of this candle, like this. Stop loss is below swing low, and I targeted the Asian highs, the overnight highs pretty much. And we got stopped out rather fast. What ended up happening was price actually reached a lower down to previous day low, where we swept that out from the S&T, and where we started shifting structure. We did range on for about 15 minutes in here until 10 a.m. open, where price put in that last final low off the 10 a.m. open sweep, having that final sweep, putting the low. So, and that's where we saw the expansion higher, forming this 1-minute bullish imbalance, where I wanted to get in long, but price treated it as a breakaway. So, and I don't really like to enter on like closures of fair value gaps. Ideally, I would have gotten an entry in this fair value gap for longs, but there was never an entry, and price traded higher until this 5-minute. Bro, NQ was a mess today. I'll just show you. NQ was a mess. Price traded higher into this 5-minute. So if you are bullish, you don't want to see price really just. You don't want to see price displace off this 5-minute like this. All right, you don't want to see price displace off this 5-minute, because now it looks like it's having a sell model lower down to this low right here. So off that 5-minute, actually, I remember I took another position. We traded off this 5-minute, and then we came down really low, inversing this 5-minute. Once I saw we inverse this 5-minute, I was almost certain we were going to start heading lower. Just a classics, just start selling off on the day, similar to what we saw yesterday, just selling all day. So I thought we were going to see that off once we respected off this 5-minute, and we had S&T with the Asian high as well. At this point, put an S&T with that Asian high, as ES already swept that, and we closed about 5 minutes. So I took shorts. I don't remember my exact entry. I think it was this. I think I shorted like up in here, like something like this, back into here, and I saw like I did something like this. And we were up for a bit, and then yeah, I was up like a decent bit, and we got stopped out. And I just targeted on these lows, and then we got stopped right here. And price ended up pretty much. I don't even want to recap this. We just ranged. This was just a range. We traded higher, inversing this for value gap, then inversing this for value gap, trading back higher, then inversing this for value gap, and then trading back lower and inversing this for value gap. So it was just a mess, the whole AM and PM range. Never sweeping out any form of significant buy side liquidity until like power hour, until 2 p.m. we finally swept this high. Where now we're just ranging off of. But this does look like a classic buy day, just horrible bullish price delivery. On ES though, we saw a different story on ES. ES was a lot cleaner, because we had pretty much had that same, we had equal highs with the Asian and London high, right? Same form accumulation, 4-hour imbalance sitting above, right here. That same far imbalance. S&T's at those daily lows. And we saw that same 9:30 a.m. open manipulation. Here we saw that the Asian and the London low. We didn't take out previous day low, so there was S&T here, where price just traded higher the whole day. If I traded ES, we would have printed. I mean, the price literally just traded higher. We didn't take out, we didn't swing, we didn't induce any of these lows. Look, it didn't induce any of these lows. It just traded higher. If you entered on any of these imbalances, and you put your stop loss either swing low, you wouldn't have nonstop. So, ES was way cleaner today. And going into what I want to see tomorrow, even though we do have S&T in this at these lows here, or we have S&T here, and we have S&T essentially with the previous this high right here, as ES traded into, has now traded into this imbalance. We have S&T here, so I'm expecting lower off on ES. I do want to see NQ. Ideally, I want to see NQ still trade into this, trade into that 4 hour fair value gap for lower. We do have 8 a.m. news tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. news, so that will help give us a narrative for tomorrow. I still ideally want to see this get traded into for lower. If we run these lows, let's say market open, let's say we trade these lows early in the AM session, I'd probably look for longs back up into these highs, because we left the lowers as highs yesterday. These highs are most likely going to get run. Ideally, though, we see them get run overnight with London, and then trade higher back into here, and then we see a lower. We see lower during near PM. Right now, I'm honestly anticipating a bearish week now. I'm shifting my bias from a bullish to a bearish week, seeing this higher time frame shift the market structure right here. As on the 4 hour, we pretty much form the higher time frame market structure shift. So I am shifting my bias more bearish, and ES is rejecting that 4 hour imbalance right here. So I am overall bearish on this week now. What's up, grinders? Steven's in trade. 10 contracts. He's up $50. And then here I'm gonna show you guys how to find your higher time. I was gonna teach you guys how to find your higher time frame buys, how to find higher time frame buys and a high quality draw on liquidity, and power of 3. So essentially, to find your bias in the market, I like to start on the higher time frames. It's very simple. It's a very simple way I find biases. Higher time frame PD arrays and what we're trading off of. So I just like to start on the 4 hour and the daily and the weekly. Just see what price is trading off of. It's very simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Price is trading off this weekly, right? And then we traded higher. We souped out this high right here on the weekly, where we're seeing rejection lower. Then you drop down to like the daily. Pretty much what I'm seeing here on the daily now is this was Monday. Monday traded this high, sweeping it out. Tuesday's now trading lower. So right here, this looks pretty bearish. And then we stepped out Tuesday's low. So I was looking to see if Wednesday could trade higher for a Tuesday low of the week. But now we're seeing how Wednesday traded. So I'm expecting lower overall in the week. Then you go to the 4 hour, and we left on the 4 hour, we left this big old imbalance up here. So I will have a bias to these highs for lower. It's very simple on how you find your bias. And then that's your bias, and then there's narrative. And narrative is how you trade your bias. So for my narrative, I would ideally want to see London trade into this 4 hour imbalance for lower, because that will be a higher time frame power 3. If we can see pretty much Asians accumulating right now, we see London trade higher, putting in the higher of the day, then we see near session distribute lower. This right here would be a higher time frame power of 3. All right. Yeah, a little bit. Did anyone hear that, or they just ignored me? That's the best explanation I ever heard, no Clays. It's very simple. It's just bias is what price is trading off of and trading towards. That's very simple. And then you have your narrative is how you trade that bias. So narrative would be power of 3. Bro, I've asked you so many times. You never explained this simple. Oh. I mean, on the surface, it is very simple, but becoming good at it is not as simple. But the more you look at the charts, the more you try to find it, and the more you just keep doing it, it'll become easy. Like you can just do it. You can start doing it in your sleep, essentially. Because you'll see if you look at my bias and draw, it's literally correct nearly every single week. If you just look at the bias and draw channel, it's correct nearly every single day and every single week. Power 3 doesn't always work that low though. You have the power 3 does work, you're probably just looking at it incorrectly. And some days won't have a power of 3, for instance, right? So let's pretend, for instance, we saw, this is just an example on how some days won't have a power of 3. So let's say we saw, today was what? Wait, hold on, my earbuds. So let's say we saw Wednesday trade into this fair value gap. Hold on. Okay. Let's say we saw Wednesday trade into this fair value gap, right? And we have a bearish bias. Now, if we see Wednesday trade into here, I will no longer be looking for like a Thursday to have a power of 3. I could expect Thursday to start distributing lower off that fair value gap. So these are the days where you could see a trend day, is when price trades into the previous day trades into a higher time frame balance, and then the next day actually could have a trend day lower because this was that manipulation the previous day. And those are the days that you could see a trend day occur. So there won't be like, some days there will be no top wick. Ideally though, you would see a top wick, but some days there won't be a top wick if price trades into a higher time frame imbalance. Because off of this 4 hour, you can just expect prices, if you are bearish, you could just expect price to start distributing off of it the next day. So if Wednesday traded into here, then I would probably just look for sells immediately on Thursday and expect a trend day lower. Just distribution now, because the previous day we already had that manipulation. There's no longer any PD ray or high we need to manipulate into for this move down lower, as we had the manipulation that previous day. Manipulation on the higher time frame for like daily profiles should occur into a PD array or a high or a key level. So like a fair value gap is a PD array, or like manipulate into like a previous day high or a previous day low, which is a key level. So you want to see manipulation occur into somewhere that has meaning in the market. You don't want to see just random manipulation, like a random sweep, like, you know what I'm saying? So if London goes into that range tomorrow, we'll be looking for a run day. If London trades into this high tomorrow, or today, it's today now. If London trades inside today, we'll actually have a power of 3, because right now we're seeing Asian accumulate, and we're sweeping out previous day high. So this right here would be our accumulation, manipulation, and then I will look for distribution lower off that. But if we see the overnight session just continue selling, right? We continue selling. We would pretty much be leaving all these highs, all these failure swings. We will be manipulating these lows here, sweeping out these lows. I would try to take longs back into premium, because if you were to short down here, you're pretty much shorting off the sweep of all these higher time frame lows and discount this price range, which is not the brightest. If you were to go short, you'd probably target like 50, 100 ticks here. I wouldn't really try to scalp a short, or I wouldn't try to target a short all the way down here. So if we trade lower, take these lows, and I will look for highs or longs back to these highs. And we have 8:30 a.m. news. So that will help give us bias as well. Because news is always manipulation or distribution. High impact news. What news is tomorrow? I think it's like unemployment claims or something. Unemployment claims and core retail sales. Not the craziest news, but it's still news. Not anytime soon, Silver. Not anytime soon. Hopefully, in a few years. Hopefully in a few years, I hope. '23, that's 5 years from now. It's like 4.5 years from now. Let's do the math. Wait, how did I do the math? Oh, wait. I'll have to make $200,000 a year. But you don't save every single dime you make, so and it's more likely it's more likely 300,000, but there's taxes and stuff. No. Bro, do you see the people on like Wall Street bets on Reddit who like flip $100 to like $1 million off the world's luckiest option play? That shit gets me jealous, bro, when I see someone flip like $1,000 to like $500K off the world's luckiest option play. It's the luck, bro. Why is Steven inspirational? What does he even do? Motivation before GTA 6. Yeah, true. He is Steven. Even though Steven's not like bred or like hella bred, he is really knowledgeable on like everything. So that's what I'm looking at tomorrow. We have news at 8:30 a.m. which could drive price up or down, and I'll be looking to target data high or data low for trades. And if the most ideal scenario, like the most ideal thing is we see London trade higher into the side. We see news run into the side 8:30 a.m. and then we see 9:30 a.m. open, soup out that 8:30 a.m. high, pretty much data high, where we can look to target data low. We can like target data low right here. Let's say that's data low, whatever. And then target lower past data low. Bro, whenever I see Alex, I always think it's you on an alt account, Steven. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but it's just like, I don't know why. It's just like, whenever I see Alex, I automatically think of you. Why? Because Steven has an alt account called Alex. I'm Steven. Y'all both annoyed at the same time. Yo, Alec, that's literally you. Wait, no, wait, that's someone else. Wait, you guys both have cats as your profile picture. This is on mine. This shit hurts my head, bro. What the fuck? Dude, there's two Alexes and they're both cats. Wait, Steven, is that you? Like, is that your third account, bro? No troll. Yo, I don't know which one to now. Yo, Alex, you're going crazy right now. Oh, with this Sage, I'm already profitable after studying Hunter's videos on YouTube for hours. Bro, you can watch as much ICT, as much views as you want, and you will never be profitable if you don't know how to risk manage and learning how to take a loss. Like learning how to cut your losses at like 1% or 0.5% on the day. Because you can be a good trader, you know, make a good amount of profit for a couple days, and then one losing day you can blow everything. And it's a never-ending cycle that people go. Yeah, like today, but it's a never-ending cycle that people go in, where they'll be profitable for a couple weeks, maybe even a month or two, and they'll in their head think, oh, I'm profitable, and they have one day where they tilt and blow everything, like today. Like some people today blew their accounts, like just tilting in this price action, tilting in this accumulation. After it's so fucking funny when they get mad at you in chat, bro. Bro, it's stressful, bro. I'm telling you, it's like another added stress on top of it. It's like I just lost money, then people just fucking shit on me. I'm like, oh fuck. It's like duplicated stress, bro. So I'm like, I try to look for the best setup. Not really, but I think I explained it like yesterday, like deeply, bro, for like an hour. But I'll explain po3. All right, I'll explain it one more time. So essentially, po3 is open high low close and open low high close. So this would be a bearish po3, the first one, and then this one right here is a bullish po3. And this framework, this open low, open high, low close framework occurs on every single time frame, on every single candle, besides like 1 second candles. I mean, you can't frame trades on the 1 second candle, 1 second time frame. But I mean, like on the daily time frame, and then like on the weekly time frame, and then on like if you want to 4 hour like executing trades on the, if you want to execute, you focus on the 4 hour po3, or the daily po3 is where we focus on. So I'm assuming you guys already know the framework, where it's like pretty much open, low, high, and close. This is pretty much what a bullish candle would look like. It's not going to look like this every time. It's not this perfect, but there's going to be some form of accumulation, some form of manipulation, and some form of distribution. No, I like the way the 41 looks more. So I like to use power of 3 on the weekly to help for my weekly profile. So I mean, you can see here on the weekly so far, this is the candle, this is the weekly open, right? This is the weekly open of the candle. You can see that this wick right here, if we are going to end this week bearish, this wick is manipulation, and you can see how we manipulated right here. So this right here, above anything above the open, or this above the open, if we are bearish, this right here is manipulation. This manipulated higher, sweeping out the previous week high and coming into this weekly fair value gap. So now we had that our weekly open, our manipulation. Now we're seeing distribution lower. So that is why I'm kind of shifting my bias bearish, because I'm seeing a bearish framework on the higher time frame. And then I like to use like the hourly and the hourly, 15-minute, and the 4 hour to frame like a daily profile. So like I said earlier, I'm waiting for the overnight session to help, because right now the daily candle just opened. If I mark with the daily candle right here, today's daily candle, so far we've just seen opening price and kind of like an accumulation. So Yeah, we just opened up right here and we just accumulated. We didn't see about any relative high or low. That's why yesterday, off the daily open, we accumulated and then we ran these lows here. So this right here would be a bullish framework because we see our open, our low. So I'm expecting our high and our close. The bullish price delivery was just very rough yesterday. While on ES it was very clean. Like ES was is a great example right here on ES. You saw our daily open, our open, yeah, our range, our manipulation, and then our distribution. So this literally looks like this is literally po3. You can see it. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. When I see Alex type of chat, I don't know who's who, bro. I know you're Alex, bro. But the other one, your name's literally Alex, but I don't know if you're Steven or if you're the Steven Alex or Alex is the Steven. Like y'all are fucking with me.